Hello, my friend. Thank you for being here today, in this space where we don't just listen to astrology, but to the deeper journey of the soul, Aries. There is a truth that has been kept hidden since ancient times. God has placed within you 10 sacred talent secrets buried deep inside the flame you've carried since the day you were born. And these gifts, they are not only for you, they are also the light for everyone who steps into your orbit. And now, let me take you into the very first story, where that divine flame begins to shine, not only to fight, but also to warm and to heal. Since ancient times, when people looked up at the sky with awe, they believed every constellation was placed there not only to decorate the night, but to give humanity sacred missions. Some signs were given the calm waters, some were handed the freedom of the wind. But Aries, God chose something entirely different for you. He did not give you the stillness of the ocean, nor the gentleness of the breeze. He placed within you the flame, a flame that never goes out, a flame that is light, that is power, and also a test. It is a flame that guides, that illuminates, that begins. And it is the same flame you must learn to carry, so it doesn't consume you from within. Aries, you were born to hold that flame, and from it, God shaped 10 sacred talents that belong only to you. Many people think fire only knows how to burn, to destroy, to rage. But in truth, fire also warms. Fire heals. Think back to a cold winter night, when trembling hands reach out in the freezing wind. Just a small spark can dissolve the loneliness of that moment. So it is with your fire, Aries. It is not only for battle, not only for fearless steps. It is also to become a shelter for weary souls who have carried too much. I believe God placed something different inside your heart. It is no accident you are the first sign of the zodiac. It is no accident you are the one who steps forward, the one who begins, the one who opens the way. In your eyes there is always something, like the very first light of dawn. It makes others believe that after a long night, light will always return. You are the living proof of that. The world we live in can be harsh. It pushes each of us into trials, into battles, into moments when we feel we cannot stand any longer. And it is in those moments that sacred light inside you begins to speak. It whispers, every storm that passes will reveal a clearer sky. Every scar etched into you is only proof that your true strength has been found. Aries, you do not only survive challenges, you become the flame that makes others believe they can survive too. Maybe you've asked yourself many times, why must I carry the weight? Why must I always be strong? But have you noticed that in carrying it, you've planted faith into so many lives? One word of encouragement, one steady glance, one decisive step can be enough to shine a light for someone drowning in darkness. Your fire doesn't only warm you, it warms every heart around you. In a world full of cracks, full of division, your sacred flame is the bridge. It ties belief to reality. It ties lost souls back to hope. And above all, it reminds us that just a single spark is enough to keep the night from lasting forever. The lesson your flame offers, Aries, is this: life will always test you, but within you is a sacred light that nothing can extinguish. Cherish that fire, nurture it, and use it not only to protect yourself, but to light the way for those who need you. Because sometimes, just seeing you stand firm in the storm is enough to give someone else the faith to rise again. Aries, you are fire, and within that fire are 10 divine gifts placed by God's own hand. Talents not everyone will see, talents you yourself may forget, but once awakened, they will transform not only your life, but the lives of everyone drawn into your orbit. So let me tell you about the very first gift. It is not loud. It does not roar, but it carries the quiet strength to ease the deepest wounds of the human heart. It makes your very presence feel like a miracle. It makes someone realize they are not alone. That gift is the power to heal through your presence. There are moments that feel almost mysterious, when you and Aries simply walk into a room and suddenly the atmosphere shifts. No one hears drums, no one sees fireworks, yet every soul there senses something moving. A current of energy, not still like a quiet lake but alive, like a flame just lit. A flame that doesn't burn, but melts away the cold inside people's hearts. Aries, this is your first divine gift, the fire that heals through presence. Others may heal with gentle words, with comforting gestures, but you just by being there can make someone feel they are not alone, like a lost traveler on a winter night, finding a small fire inside a cabin. No touch needed, no promises spoken, just knowing that flame is there. And suddenly, life feels possible again. For you, Aries, healing is not a skill learned. It is an energy that flows from your heart. And I believe it is the gift God placed in you from the very beginning. God knew this world would carry hidden wounds, hearts that look strong but quietly crack in silence. He knew humanity needed flames not to destroy, but to warm. And so he gave you, Aries, the mission to carry this healing fire into the world. Have you noticed how just a glance from you, a genuine smile, a silent nod can suddenly ease another's burden? They don't need your explanations, they don't need clever advice. Just your presence already softens their loneliness. That is the healing energy God has placed within you, but it doesn't stop there. Aries has also been given another invisible weapon, the intuition of a warrior, a sense that doesn't come from books, nor from long training, but from a compass planted deep in your heart since birth. You know when to move forward and when to hold back. You know when to stay silent and when to erupt. That intuition has saved you from danger more than once, and it has protected those you love. Aries' intuition is like a whisper in the wind. It doesn't shout, it doesn't lecture. It simply taps softly on your heart, and if you dare to listen, you will find yourself on the right path. Many call it instinct. I call it a gift from God, a hidden compass inside you, so that in the chaos of life, you can still find the lighted road. Never underestimate that power. Think of the times you've heard a small voice inside. Don't trust this. Take the other road. Seize this chance. And later you realized that one choice changed everything. And maybe, if you listen even more, that intuition could not only save you, but also save someone else. Dear Aries, in today's world, people praise logic, science, detailed plans. But sometimes it's the unmeasurable things that guide us most. We forget that every soul is connected to its creator, and intuition is that sacred thread. When you hear it, you are hearing God echoing inside your own heart. The lesson here is clear. True power doesn't only come from muscle or mind. It comes from listening to the voice within. Don't let the noise of the world drown it out. Don't believe you need visible proof to take a step. Sometimes, walking in faith and intuition is the very path to miracles. So let me ask you, pause for a moment. Have you ever heard that quiet calling in your chest and it was right? A moment when you trusted your gut and suddenly everything made sense. If so, share that story, because who knows, the words you speak today might become the flame that someone else desperately needs. Aries, do you see it now? When your healing fire and your warrior's intuition come together, a rare power shines within you, and from that power, another divine gift awaits, not only to feel, but to create, to turn what you carry in your soul into living light, into something that can be touched, something that can change the world itself. Aries, there's something about you that not everyone can see. Most people think creativity comes from long hours of searching, from practice and careful preparation. But for you, it's not like that. Creativity arrives suddenly, fiercely like sparks flying when steel strikes stone. It isn't preparation, it's ignition. Inside you, creativity is a fire that never stops burning. While others are still sketching, still calculating, you Aries only need a moment. And then an idea bursts forth, blazing like a torch in the night. What's even more mysterious is that everything you touch carries a story of its own. A painting you make, an idea you speak, even the way you arrange the little things in daily life, they all carry your passion, as if your very heart is sealed inside them. I believe God planted in you not only the fire of action, but the fire of creation, because he knew this world doesn't only need warriors to fight. It also needs souls who can turn emotion into form, pain into art, and dreams into reality. That's why, Aries, you were chosen to carry this flame. But that creative fire cannot be separated from another gift, a courage that is almost spiritual. Most people think courage means raising a sword in battle, shouting loud in the face of danger. But for you, Aries, courage is often quieter. It's the bravery to step into the shadows of your own soul. It's sitting with a broken spirit, not running, not turning away. It's daring to look fear straight in the eye, to face the dark corners of the heart, and still keep your flame alive. Aries, you hold a greater truth. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to walk forward even when your legs are trembling. That's why I believe your courage is metaphysical. It's not just strength of body, it's strength of spirit, of soul. There are times when you are the only one willing to walk into the unknown. No map, no promise of safety, just your heartbeat and the flame of faith to guide you. And somehow that courage becomes a shelter for others. When they see you standing strong, they believe they can stand too. When they see you hold the fire steady, they begin to believe the light can live inside them as well. The greatest lesson here, Aries, is this: light only reveals itself to those who dare to walk through the night. There is no rose-covered path that leads to truth. You have to cross the valleys of shadow to see the sunrise, and you more than anyone were chosen to be living proof of that. So pause for a moment and think, was there ever a time when only courage carried you through? A moment when you thought you had fallen, but by some unseen strength you rose again? If so, I invite you to share that story, because who knows, your words today might be the flame that helps someone else find their faith and not give up. Aries, when creativity and courage unite, you become a torch, not only lighting your own path but guiding the lost steps beside you. That's when you transform fear into art, wounds into stories, darkness into light. And from that same fire of creativity and courage, another gift begins to awaken in you, a vision, one not limited by the present, an eye that sees beyond fear, beyond the clouds that try to cover your sky. Aries, there is a gift within you that not everyone sees right away. It's the eyes that don't just see the present, but reach beyond the horizon. While others are busy counting each step, you already sense a hidden turn ahead. When someone sees only the wall in front of them, you can feel the doorway behind it. This vision, I believe, was never meant for control or power. It was placed in you as a lantern, to guide the way through nights thick with fog. You don't need to speak much or convince anyone to believe. Sometimes, just one steady look, one quiet whisper from you, is enough for someone to realize there's still a road waiting for them. Aries, this is what makes you different. In a world so loud where people only dare to see what's right in front of them, you were chosen to see further, even when you don't fully understand why you feel it so deeply. That's the gift God planted in you. The gift to see through fear, through every veil of illusion, to glimpse the light that's waiting ahead. And along with that vision comes another divine talent, the ability to speak truth from the heart. Some words echo not because they're polished, but because they are honest. When Aries speaks, people stop, because they don't just hear your voice, they hear your soul. Your honest heart holds a strange kind of power. It can make someone remove a mask they've worn for years. It can make the weary believe they still matter. It can fill an entire silent room with trust, simply because everyone knows you are not pretending. Truth, of course, sometimes wounds. It can touch the places people try to hide. But Aries, that truth is the only light that can truly free a soul. Your words are like fire. Yes, they may burn at first, but in time they warm, they guide, and they bring someone back to themselves. I remember once, I witnessed an Aries in a simple moment. They looked into the eyes of someone collapsing and said just 3 words: I believe you. No long promises, no perfect plans, just 3 simple words. But in that instant, I saw light spark in the other's eyes, because sometimes what a soul needs is not a solution, but the truth that someone truly believes they still have the strength to rise. The great lesson here, Aries, is to dare to live in truth, to dare to speak what you believe even when it's hard, to share the raw, unguarded pieces of your heart, even when it makes you vulnerable, because in that very vulnerability, you give others the courage to be real with themselves. Tell me, has anyone listening right now ever been saved by one honest word, a confession, a simple phrase, a look without disguise, and suddenly you felt reborn? If so, share it, because your story might be the lantern that guides another soul tonight. Aries, when vision of the soul and truth of the heart meet as one, you become a mirror, reflecting both darkness and light, reminding humanity that we still have the choice to walk toward dawn. And from that truth, a miracle unfolds, not only lifting burdens, but transforming pain into a strange kind of joy, a joy only those who have walked through the fire can ever truly understand. Aries, my dear, within you burns a very special fire, a fire that knows how to turn heaviness into lightness, darkness into radiance, and suffocating moments into a gentle smile. It's not a loud joy, not the kind of forced optimism people wear like a mask. Your joy, Aries, is like sunlight breaking through the clouds, sudden, quiet. yet strong enough to remind others that happiness can still be found, even on days when hope feels lost. You don't hide sadness, you don't deny the wounds. Instead, you hold them, and somehow you transform them into strength. Maybe it's in the way you tell a story with a touch of humor, making someone laugh, even when your voice still carries sorrow. Maybe it's in a single glance filled with warmth, enough to make someone believe that tomorrow will still hold the sun. That, Aries, is a rare gift. Not everyone knows how to turn shadow into light. I believe God gave you this gift as a reminder. He knew this world would have days too heavy to bear, days when joy seems to vanish. And so he placed in you the power to awaken joy, not to cover up reality, but to whisper to everyone, even in imperfection. A smile can still bloom. Remember this, Aries. Sometimes a single smile from you is the key that unlocks hope for someone else. A word that seems simple can pull a soul back from the edge. You carry within you the power to spread a joy that is quiet, but lasting. A joy like a small flame in the night, guiding the lost back home. And beside this joy, there is another sacred gift, your bond of healing. Aries, you carry fierce loyalty. Once your heart is tied to someone, your fire does not fade. Your connection is not just friendship, not just love. It is a sacred vow within yourself that you will be there even when they stumble, even when they think they've lost everything. I believe the bonds you nurture become harbors, places where broken souls return after the storm. When others walk away, you choose to stay. When the world rejects them, you open your arms, and that makes you the anchor, the shelter, that many spend a lifetime searching for. Do you know, Aries, a single enduring bond can save a life. Sometimes a person standing on the edge only needs to remember they have you, a loyal Aries, a flame that never abandons them. And that's enough to make them choose to live, to keep believing. So now, Aries, close your eyes for a moment. Who comes to your heart, the one you feel the deepest sacred connection with? It could be family, a childhood friend, or even a love you thought was long gone. I invite you to whisper their name in your heart, or write it below in gratitude. Because who knows, your sharing may reach someone listening right now and offer them the same comfort they've been searching for. There's something strange yet beautiful about these bonds you keep. They don't just heal others, they heal you too. Each time you remain loyal to a connection, you are also staying loyal to the sacred fire within yourself, and that loyalty makes you a refuge, not only for the people you love, but for the dreams and values you hold close. Aries, the joy you bring, the bonds you guard, they are not only gifts for today, they are the foundation on which tomorrow will bloom. From one smile you share, a life can change direction. From one bond you protect, a new seed of hope can be born. And through that loyalty, another gift awaits you, perhaps the greatest of them all, the power to turn dreams into reality. Aries, my dear, there's a truth about you so powerful, so miraculous, that sometimes even you forget it. You are not just a dreamer, you are the one who makes dreams real. You don't just sit and pray, you act with all your heart. While others hesitate, you take the first step. While others doubt, you believe and you move. And because of that, the visions you carry deep in your soul don't stay as imagination. They slowly, quietly begin to turn into reality. This gift, Aries, I believe it is the highest blessing God placed only in you, the power to call the future into the present. You don't just dream for yourself, you dream for those who walk beside you. And when your dreams are lit by that eternal fire inside, they become a force that lifts up families, friendships, even entire communities. Think back on your life. Hasn't there been a moment when you held a small vision in your heart, and with patience, with faith, you watched it unfold? Maybe it was a job you once thought was out of reach. Maybe a relationship you feared would never come. Or maybe just one day, you chose to rise, to change. And from that choice, your whole life turned in a new direction. That, Aries, is manifestation, the power to bring the unseen into form. Most people believe dreams need luck to come alive. But you, Aries, you're different. You don't wait for luck, you create it. You plant with faith, you water with patience, and you let your inner fire keep the seed alive. And then in its perfect time it blooms, not by accident, but by love, by action, and by unshakable belief. I believe when Aries prays and moves forward, the universe opens a way. Not always straight, not every door at once, but each step, each tear, each whispered hope in silence sends a signal to the Creator. And he, in his mysterious ways, begins arranging everything, until what was once a dream becomes your living reality. So Aries, the greatest lesson for you today is this. Dreams are not meant to be kept on a shelf in your heart, not to be admired from a distance, but to be lived, to be breathed into with action, with love, with faith. Every time you dare to live as if your dream already exists, you draw it closer. And one day you'll open your eyes and see yourself walking on the very ground that once lived only in your imagination. So now, I invite you to pause, close your eyes and ask yourself, what dream are you carrying right now that you truly want to bring into life? Don't doubt it, don't shrink it down. Write it, speak it, because maybe, just maybe, that is the very first step the universe has been waiting for. And when the universe hears it, miracles begin to move. Aries, you are living proof of this truth. Real strength is not just in your hands, it's in the faith you hold, in the fire you refuse to let die. And remember, you are never alone. Every time you light that fire in your heart, the world around you feels its warmth too. Thank you for walking with me through this journey of the 10 divine talents God placed only in Aries. Each story, each truth is not just a reminder of your own power, but a testimony that you have been, you are, and you will continue to light this world in your own way. May the flame in your heart always burn bright, strong enough to guide your steps and gentle enough to heal those you love. Stay blessed, stay brave, stay whole.